Okay, so if you'd like to start today's practice lying on your back with your feet on the ground, mat distance apart and knees together. And bring your arms behind your head, interlace your fingers behind your head, and just let your elbows drop out to the side. And just arrive in this space and let whatever happened in the day just drop away. Hey, Anthony. And just become present in the here and now, just feeling the weight of your body on the ground. And just let the weight of your head be cupped in your hands. And let that gentle chest opening of your hands interlaced behind your head to just open up the chest and breathe into the side of the rib cage. Maybe you'll even get a few clicks. Begin to windscreen wipe your knees one side and then the other. Yay, Jess. That's a good girl. Stay there. And back to center, and then just bring your knees up to your chest. Feel your sacrum flat on the ground, and just move your knees in a circle, massaging the sacrum. Maybe you've been sitting up your desk today, and then 3 circles the other way. And extend your right leg long and interlace your fingers around the left. And just keep your leg hovering off the ground. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze that left knee into the chest. Inhale, bring both knees in. And then exhale, extend your left leg. And just hovering it off the ground. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze your knee to the chest. And then on your next inhale, hug both your knees in and bring the soles of the foot facing the sky. And you're going to just take your hands around the feet in a little happy baby and just pause here for 5 breaths. With every exhale, just let your middle back soften, the sides of your waist soften. Your sacrum connect to the ground. And just let your body mass melt into the ground. Good. On your next inhale, slowly lengthen the legs. Doesn't need to be straightening the legs, but if straight is available to you, then straighten the legs. And then your exhale, hug the knees and draw the knees underneath your armpits. So you are pulling with the arms a little bit. And then inhale, lengthen the back of the legs. And then exhale, drawing the knees down. Inhale, lengthen the heels up. Exhale, drawing the knees down. Great. And just release the right foot. Take your left foot over the thigh, crossing the leg, and bring your hands, left hand through the middle, through the gap, right hand around. And if you can, reach your shin. And if not, then just reach underneath your thigh. Interlace your fingers, flex that left foot. In fact, flex both your feet to protect your knees. And just keep the breath fluid. And then release the shin. Bring the right sole of the foot to the ground. Keep your left knee where it is. Bring those hands behind your head again. And just drop that left foot over to the right side. Coming into a gentle twist. And just pause here and breathe. Look over to your left elbow. And if you want more intensity here, you can release your left arm into a cactus arm along the ground. Really nice. And just another breath, and then ravel that leg around. So bring the top thigh connected to the bottom thigh, and then deepen that twist a little bit. You can reach the arm out long if you find that the whole arm is hovering. And just opening up the shoulder, and then slowly bending the arm on several breaths. So take several breaths. Slowly bring your arm into that cactus pose. One big exhale through the mouth. Great. And then slowly roll onto the back. Bring the knees into the chest and hug those knees into the chest again. 3 circles one way. And the other way. Good. Bring the left sole of the foot to the ground. The right foot flexed over the left thigh. And again, you're going to reach your hands through to maybe underneath the thigh or the shin. Rest your head back. Flex both feet. And breathe into that lovely stretch. Breathe into that right hip, particularly the glutes. And let your head rest and shoulders relax too. Let the shoulders drop down towards the ground. And release your hands. And bring the left sole of the foot to the ground. And roll both your legs over to the left side until the right sole of the foot is on the ground. Looking over towards your right arm. Bring the hands into cactus or interlacing your hands behind your head. Just check in whatever's giving you a good stretch. So it's not an intense stretch, but definitely feeling the boundary of the twist. And if you need more, you can always interlace your legs already. But otherwise, we're just going to warm up slowly. Another breath. And then bring the top thigh, squish the bottom thigh up against that top thigh, making sure that your knees are about hip distance, hip height even. And roll over to the eagle legs over to the left side. And cactus arm if you're brushing the ground. And if you're miles away from the ground, then reach your arm out long, palm facing up. And if you've got your arm long, then really slowly, just inch by inch, breath by breath. And only as it feels good, you can pause where you are and totally surrender. Or you can move the arm breath by breath towards a cactus arm. Really nice. And then unravel the legs and come onto the back again. Okay, so bring your hands underneath your knees. And we're just going to roll 3 times on the left side of the spine and 3 times on the right. And then roll up to seated. Good. And in your seated pose, reach up and exhale, cactus arms, and you should feel nicely open in the chest already. And maybe you can bring your hands behind your back and hold your elbows. Inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, rising up and getting a little bit closer, swapping the arms over the other way. Inhale, lift, and exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the front body so you feel a stretch in the lower waist. Inhale, back up to center. And reach your hands up. And exhale, cactus arms. And then roll forwards onto your hands and knees. And we're going to just go in circles, one way, 3 times, and then back the other way. And then come to stillness and walk your fingertips out so the fingertips are facing in opposite directions. And then just sway one side and the other. Sway side to side. That's it. And then keep walking the fingers around till the fingertips are facing your thighs. And then bring the sit bones towards your heels. So sit down a little bit, but palms planted into the ground. And we're going to do that a few times on the exhale. Great. And slowly, without skipping steps, walk the hands back around to face the front. Okay, good. All right, now go into a little tense onto the fingertips and bring the weight over the arms. And then if it feels good, it feels strong, bring the knees back and bring the hips in line with the spine. If that feels good, then you can come onto the tips of your toes. Squeeze your abdominals and bring the knees down and then bring the palms down. Great. So bring the hands back towards you just a touch and bring the palm of the hand off the ground. And we're going to do 10 of these. So palm of the hand off the ground, fingertips along the mat, yeah? So you're limbering up your knuckles. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. And walk your hands forwards. Sit down into a half child's pose. And then inhale into tabletop, scooping the tailbone under. And bring the belly to the ground. And looking up as we did this morning. Inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, chin to chest. And curling the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And sitting down. Inhaling, curling. And looking to the sky. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. And exhaling. Pushing into the mat. Scooping the tummy in. And exhaling. Good. Inhaling, this time bringing your knees above your hips. Walk the hands forwards and drop the chest down to the ground. All right, inhale and exhale with a sigh. This time inhaling, pressing into the ground and just drawing the head looking towards the toes. And exhale here. So now it's just an active range of movement in the shoulders. Inhale, lift your gaze, so quite a small movement. And then exhale, drop the chin down or forehead down, depending on how your shoulders are doing. If this is too much in your shoulders, you can relax in child's pose. You're going to gently Exhale, relax your shoulders, neck, jaw, heart. You feel your breastbone dropping towards the ground. And this time, inhale and press into the ground really mindfully. Look towards your toes and bring the forearms off the ground. Palms pressing into the ground, scooping the tailbone, tummy engaged, bundas engaged. Breathe, extend the arms. Inhale, lift your gaze. And exhale, drop the chest towards the ground. And two sides here. Good. Inhale, really slowly and mindfully, lifting the forearms off the ground, looking at the toes again. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhaling, staying here for 4 sighs. Don't forget to drop your forehead down if it's too much on your shoulders. Really good chest opener that. Draw the hips towards the heels. Bring the knees a little wider and sit down. And draw your arms alongside your body, giving the shoulders a nice rest. And just let the shoulders do what they want to do and just drop down to the ground. On your next in-breath, bring the hands underneath your shoulders, tabletop position. And then reach your right hand up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle all the way through. Bring your face down to the ground. And slide your foot up towards the toe. And check in that your neck isn't too much compressed against the ear. You want a little bit of space from the ear to the shoulder. And then reach your hand up and back if it works for you. Otherwise, place your hand on the sacrum. And just letting the weight of the arm open up the chest. And check in that you're not squishing your face too much. If you are, then just stay with your hand on the ground to take a bit of the weight out. Great, and place the hand back down, release the foot, slide that in. Press into the mat and inhale, reach and unthread your arm, reach towards the sky. And exhale, place a hand to the sacrum, check in that your hips are feeling straight and press your elbow up towards the sky. Really open up the chest, scoop the tummy in. Yeah, that's it. Feel that opening around the pec major and minor, lovely chest opener. Inhale, reach up again. And exhale, bring it down. Same again, other side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, thread the needle. All the way, bring the face down to the ground. Great. Yeah, that's lovely. And slide the leg up if it works for you. It doesn't matter if you're holding your toe or not, just moving that leg in the same direction. So you're getting a good stretch in your IT band. Yeah. And reaching the hand up and behind you, palm same direction as the face. Or place your hand to your sacrum and let your elbow draw up and away from you. Great. And then bring the hand back in, slide the leg in, push into the ground. And see if you can keep your hips square as you reach towards the sky. And bring that twist into your thoracic. And then bring the hand to your sacrum. And draw your shoulder away from the ground. And really locking out that straight arm, feeling the weight on the full palm of the hand. Inhale, reach up, keep those hips square. And then exhale down. Great. Curl the toes under. Inhale to prepare and exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out, roll forwards onto the toes, press back on the heels. Good. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. Keep the tailbone scooped under and the body hollowed. On your exhale, you're going to stay in plank, but you're just going to line up your hips with the rest of your body and push your heels away. Feel that length in the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. Breathe. Exhale and hollow your body again, pushing. Good. Inhale and exhale again. Bring the body to plank pose. Good. And bend the knees. And arrive in your downward facing dog. Now come down onto one elbow and then the other. Interlace your hands. And on your in-breath, you want to bring the chin over your fists. On the exhale, push and open the shoulders, looking towards the toes. Inhaling. Chin over knuckles and exhaling, pushing away. You can bring your hands into Kali Mudra if you like. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling, really pushing, opening up the shoulders. Inhale, forwards. Exhaling, push back. Great. And now come back up to your downward facing dog. On your in-breath, drawing the hips forwards, coming into a plank, but dropping your hips into a toes curled upward dog. Pushing into the ground, squeeze your glutes, and come into Bhujangasana if it's too much on your back. Exhale, tuck the chin, bend the knees, push the tailbone towards the sky, and walk it out. Give the head a nod and a shake. Inhale, place the weight on the left foot. Extend the right up towards the sky, nice and slow, like you're moving through honey. Exhale, hug the knee into the chest. Squeeze the knee close and bring your shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, lengthen. And extend. And exhale. Hug it in again. Good. Inhale and extend nice and slow. Reach up. Exhale. Hug it in. This time, inhaling, reaching up and pausing in your split dog. And reach the ball of the foot up towards the sky. Ground down in that standing leg. And let the shoulders open. Feel the benefit of the shoulder work we've been doing. Reach that top ball of the foot towards the sky. And then exhale, hug the knee into the chest. Slowly coming forwards and step your foot in between the hands. Looking forwards, ground that back knee down. Push into the mat, slowly coming up. In a grounded lunge. Exhale, hands to the midline of the body. Inhale, lift the chest. And on your exhale, we're going to come into a gentle twist. And you can keep your back knee down. Just maneuvering. And then press your top hand into the bottom hand. John, you were right the first time. No, hang on. So you've got, So you want your left elbow over your right thigh, exactly. That's the way. Pressing your top hand into the bottom hand so that you've got a straight line between your elbows. So top elbow is up. Anthony, a bit more. Yes, that's it. And don't press with all your might. It's more just encouraging the hands towards heart center. Great. Keep the bandhas activated to protect the spine. That makes sure that your twist is coming from the right place. Inhale. Keep the bundas activated, and if you want more, bring the back knee off the ground. Good. Breath smooth and long. Lovely. Bring your bottom hand to the ground if you want more, but only if your shoulder feels like it's on the outside of the thigh. If it's not, then stay where you are. Reach your hand up towards the sky and maybe over your head, looking at the palm of your hand. Good. Now bring the back heel down. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, arriving in warrior one. Great, well done. Drop down into the hips and draw the shoulders away from your ears. Keep those bandhas activated. Inhale, exhale. Bring the hands either side of the foot. Step back, plank pose. Drop the knees down, chest and chin down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And being gentle on yourself, you want the simple transition that I just demonstrated. Transition the weight to the right foot, left leg extends, tracing up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, hug that knee in slow motion into the chest. Scoop your bandhas, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, lengthen. See how slow you can go. Exhale. Hug that knee in, shoulder over the wrist again. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, hugging it in. Knee squeezing towards the heart. Inhaling, lengthening. And this time, finding your split dog. Really ground down in that standing leg. Allow your shoulders to open and draw down the back. Reach for the sky with the ball of the foot. In breath and exhale, hug that knee into the center. Step in between the hands. Bring the back knee down. Swoop your hands up. Grounded crescent lunge. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into a twist on the other side. Top elbow above the bottom one. And just pushing the prayer towards your heart center. Inhaling, looking towards the top corner of the room. And maybe exhaling and bring the back knee off the ground. Push the heel away. And if you're feeling good there, maybe bringing that bottom hand to the ground, top hand to the sky. Maybe reaching up and over, looking at the palm. Okay, so we're going to bring the hands to heart center, bring the back heel down, and reach your hands up. Warrior one. Inhale, look up, and exhale, look down at the mat, and step back, plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And give the head a nod and a shake. And walk the hands back towards the feet. And bring the feet underneath your shoulders, shoulder hip width apart, or hip width apart if you're feeling pretty steady. And interlace your thumbs, your first two fingers around your big toe with the thumb on top. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the back of the leg, and just feel if the legs can straighten with your back feeling straight. So if not, then just micro bend your knees, especially if you're feeling any lower back dullness. Scoop the tummy in and hollow the body. So feel like you're trying to draw the middle section of your back up towards the sky. Good. On your exhale, on your inhale, come into that half lift position with your hands around the big toes. Or the first two fingers around the big toes. And then on your exhale, scoop again into that hollow body. Draw the tummy in. And inhaling. And coming into that half lift position. And exhaling again. Scooping the tummy. Lengthening the spine with a curl. And inhale, flatten the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And one more time. Exhaling. Scooping. Like someone's pulling your spine up towards the sky. And then inhaling. Squeeze shoulder blades together behind you. Behind the heart. Back nice and straight. And bring a little bit more weight towards the ball of the feet. Good. Now exhale, forward fold and bring your elbows out to the side. And so in this pose, you really want the crown of your head dropping straight down and drawing down towards the ground. So you can pull the feet slightly, but you do want the space between the ears and the shoulders. So you don't want them riding up like this. You want to draw the shoulders down the back and elbows drawing out. You'll feel a deep activation of those deep muscles underneath the shoulder blades. Another breath. And release and let your arms flop down. Give the head a nod and a shake. Really nice, well done. All right, we're going to do Padahastasana because after those poses it makes sense. So tuck your hands underneath your feet until your toes touch your wrists. Inhale, lengthen again into that half lift position. So if you are struggling to get your legs straight in with your hands around your toes, then just repeat. If you want to go deeper, now that is where you want to be exploring this pose. If you just want to play around with it and experience it, that's fine. Just bend your knees as you need. Inhale, lengthen. If you've got any lower lumbar issues, then avoid this one being too intense. Be gentle by bending your knees, and then exhale. And let the elbows draw out again, drawing the shoulders down the back. Bring the weight towards the balls of the feet. But there also weight is in the heels. You don't want to topple yourself over. Another breath. And slide your hands out from under your feet. Place your hands on your hips. Bend your knees. And slowly look towards the sky. Coming up to standing. Reach your hands up. And exhale, cactus arms out to the side. Good. Interlace your fingertips behind you. Squeeze those palms together. Inhale, lift up the heart. And exhale, forward fold. Getting some really good chest openers today. And so if you want to use a strap here, feel free. You can either use it by grabbing the strap or having a loop that you put your wrist through. Bend your knees, release your hands, swoop them forward into chair pose. And exhale to standing. And we're going to repeat that. Take the strap if you wish. Now is a good moment. Make sure that their loop is big enough that you can get your hands out if you want to. All right, so inhaling, reach your hands out and up towards the sky. And exhale, cactus arms. Scooping that tummy in, scooping the tailbone down. And bring your hands to interlace those fingers, maybe thread your hand through the loop. And wiggle the elbows. I always find it's really helpful to wiggle my elbows back. Certainly on voluptuous bodies. So you want to line up your feet so that your middle toe, your second toe in, is facing forwards. Inhale, lengthen, heart towards the sky. Lengthen your arms. Draw the knuckles down towards the ground. And on your exhale, forward fold. Draw your hands over your head and behind you as much as they want to go. And breathe. Know that your hands are supported, so you can really release into the weight of the arms and open the shoulder more deeply. And press the big toe joint into the ground. Engage the inner thighs. Inhale, bend your knees, slowly lift your gaze, lower your arms. Release your strap. And swoop your hands forward and up into chair pose. Bring the weight back, lift the toes. Interlace your hands and push the palms away. And then on your exhale, forward fold, belly on the thighs. And give yourself a little dangle, bobbing the head. Good. Hands on the hips. Inhale, coming up to standing. Good. And step your right foot out. You can move the strap off to one side now. Great. All right, so hands on the hips, heels out, toes slightly in. And bring your blocks into play. If when you do forward folds, you want the support of your block under your head, now is a good time. Like so. Inhale, lift, and draw the elbows together. Use that openness in the chest you just created. Squeeze your glutes. Press the big toes towards the ground so that your foot and ankle aren't collapsing. And then feel the energized nature of your inner thighs now. Good. Keep that energy going in the inner thighs as you come forwards. And you can bring the crown of the head to the blocks. And just check in that the blocks are the right height so you can actually bring the crown of the head to the blocks. And walk your fingertips back. Squeeze the elbows towards one another and lengthen your legs. Breathe here. You might not need the blocks. How's everyone doing? Great. Yes. Okay, so John, can you bring your palms to the ground? I love that though. Yeah, that's it. And then use the mat to push the mat up, so that the crown of your head moves down towards the ground a little more. And think about your heart drawing down. Okay, that's great, Mum. I think you can walk your hands back just a touch. Yeah, make sure that you're squeezing your bundas and that your inner thighs are active. Liz, I think you can take away one of those blocks. Great, and walk your hands back so that they're in between. Yeah, that's it. That's it, great. Yes. So you want the back of your neck feeling long. That's lovely, Lisa. Great, Tina. Tina, I think you can bring your feet a little closer towards each other. There, good. That brings your hips above your shoulders. That's what you want. Okay, another breath. Good girl, Jess. All right, inhale into a half lift. Bring your hands to your hips. Exhaling, inhaling, standing all the way up. Reach your hands up. Good, and exhale. This time we're going to do tripod headstand. So if you want to break it down, I'm going to break it down, or else you can just go for it if you feel good for it. But I'm going to break it down. So coming into that forward fold, as I come down, so you can just repeat the last pose, which is really, really good. And just breathe into it and keep the legs active. But if you want to play around with this, draw the elbows towards each other. So they always want to draw out to the side. And make sure you've got a triangle, a really steady triangle. If in doubt, walk the hands away from you an inch. And then you're pressing into the ground, squeezing the elbows towards each other as you slowly bring the legs up. Relaxing the face and trying to have space with the ears and the shoulders. So shoulders are away from the ears. And when you come down, use control. So we're just going to play around with that for a bit and I'll give you a bit of coaching. Okay, so yeah, Margareta, that looks good. Bring your fingertips facing forwards. Yeah, hands a little wider. Yeah, that's perfect. Really nice. So you do want to feel that your back can be as long as possible and your back of your neck is nice and long. That's great. Yeah, good, John. Lovely, Tina. See if you can get a bit more space between your ear and your shoulder. But keep the weight over the elbows. Lovely. Okay, John, did you want to go for it? Lisa? Lisa, hands a little wider. Yeah, that's it. Elbows in, hands wider. Yes, good. Drop your crown of the head down. Yes. Just bring weight towards the crown of the head so that your crown touches the ground. That's it. Good. And then feel the control of your feet in that. And keep the back feeling long. Really lovely. Okay, so if you're going to, yes, that's it. Push with so without jumping, push with your hands. Push with your hands. That's it. So you want your shoulders over, so shoulders want to be directly under the hips. Tuck your head a little lower, nearly. So your body was angled a bit like this. So before you were like this, which is great. So your torso was straight down. So that's what you want to go for first of all, John. Yeah, you know I'm talking to you. Great. All right, and just one last go, or just a moment to play with it. Lovely, Liz. That's it. Yes, and you can rest your knees. You can always go into crow pose. You can rest your knees on your triceps. Okay, great. And then bring your hands back to your hips. And slowly come up. Inhale, reach your hands up. Good. Exhale, hands down to the heart center and rotate towards the front of your mat. Rotate your left foot forwards and your right heel back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring your hands either side of the foot. Step back, plank pose, chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. Good. And now you're going to step forwards with your right foot. Inhale, reach up, back, heel down, warrior one. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. And all the way down. Step back, chaturanga, up dog. And exhale, down dog. So lift with the gaze, activate the bandhas, and jump your feet either side of the hands. Good. So from here, we're going to play around with crow pose. So you can either have the elbows really super bent, hands underneath your shoulders, and just play around with your crow pose. Or if you want to go crane pose, then tucking the knees towards the armpits. You can do it. So hug everything into the midline. As you're playing around, use your head and your hips as the pendulum. So they're the balance points. So as you keep your gaze slightly lifted forwards, then it helps you keep the balance without, it stops you from face planting. So to get the feet off the ground, just hugging and squeezing everything into the center. And so if you're feeling a bit apprehensive, you can always pop a cushion or a block in front of you. And so the next move after mastering this is transitioning from crow pose into headstand. So you do want to be squeezing everything into the center. And when you're transitioning, it makes things a lot more controlled. Ta-da. Need to work on holding it at the other end. So just try any kind of play around with that. And the most light-hearted is just to have a cushion under your head as you try it. And just play around with dropping the head with control. And you'll notice that you've got so much control with the speed that you drop your head, and you're using your sort of claw fingers. So really use your pads of your fingertips as you bring the head down. And if you've had enough of going upside down, you can come into a yogi squat. And give yourself any support underneath your heels if you're feeling that you'd like that today. And staying nice and low, you're going to take the elbows away and lift up your chest a little bit. And twist over to the left side and slowly bringing the right knee to the ground. And then sitting on the ankle. And so there shouldn't be lots of contact on the knee. It should be more about laying your shin along the mat. So this is really good for deep internal strength and flexibility in the ankle too. You can use your hands if you want. Great, Annalise. Loving it. You can keep your chest up as much as you can, yes. And slowly bring the weight over to the foot so it's out of the foot that you're moving. And just play around with this. Getting really lovely open hips today. Well done. And come back to the yogi squat. Okay, activate your bandhas, squeeze the bandhas. And then we're going to reach all the way to the sky, standing tall. And reach up onto the toes. And come down, bring the hands to heart center, square up the feet and heel toe the feet together. And bring the weight over onto your right foot. Press into the ground and lift. Going to integrate with a couple of balancing poses. Nice and easy though today. You can come into the bind and tree if you like, or just simple tree pose. So simple tree, foot to the calf or the thigh. And if you want to come into the bind, then just opening out your hip a little bit. And then placing the heel high up in the groin and let the knee drop down. So that in itself will get quite a good stretch inside the top of the femur. And then reach your hand behind you, take your arm and let the knee drop down. You can also use straps here as well. So everybody from that pose, bring your knee into the chest and step down, and we'll go into the other side. So pressing into the ground, lengthening through the core, through the spine, and taking the foot to a simple tree. Or if you want the bind, then feel free. So with the bind, I'm going to bring the strap behind me so that I've got this part of the strap over my leg. And then I'm going to wrap the hoop around the foot. Then I'm going to place the heel into position and I can find some length. I've got the strap in the other hand. I can reach my hand around and take the strap, and then I'm walking down the strap towards the foot. And so be mindful of the tension on the ankle and allow your knee to drop down. So this gives the advantage of being able to release the other hand and bring your hand to heart center. Great. Take the foot. Release your strap if you've got it, and bring the knee into the chest and place it down to the ground and walk it out. Well done. Okay, great. All right, we've got time for one more balancing pose. We're going to do dancer. So you can come again to tree pose. We're going to take the weight into the right foot. Inhale, lift the knee to the chest. And this time, rotate from the hip and take your hand behind you. Bring the knees together and bring your right hand to the sky. So this is the simplest variation. If you want to go deeper, push your leg away behind you. Keep pushing the leg away until you feel that you've got lots of tension there. Then tip your torso forwards. Slowly come up. And bring the knee back into center. And step with control to the ground. Great, well done. Other side. Press into the ground, lengthen. And let that knee float up towards you. And rotate from the hip. Knees together. Inhale, left hand to the sky. So you might be feeling a little more or less wobbly on this side. Just breathe. And as you breathe, feel the ground beneath you. Feel that solid surface underneath you. And then feel solid bone structure. All right, now integrating the muscles, pushing the leg behind you. And when you've got the tension, then tipping forwards. Then reaching up, rotating back up, release the foot and squeeze the knee in. And place it down and wiggle it out. Great, guys. Nice. All right, inhale, stretch your hands all the way up. Come to the front of the mat. Reach up towards the sky, close your eyes, and just feel the length of your body. Hands in Kali Mudra. Feet grounding into the earth. Tailbone tucked. Lower rib tucked. Bandhas squeezing in. Shoulders away from your ears. And then release your hands and clear the space around you, eyes closed. Clear energetically the sphere around you. And then let the head drop down forwards. And let the back of the neck be long. And keep the spine tall. And slowly look towards your right armpit. Inhale back to center, head hanging down. And exhale to the left armpit. And repeat that twice more. Exhaling over to the right. Feeling a lovely deep twist in the side and back of the neck. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Good. Now begin to look over your left shoulder and slowly look up the wall towards the ceiling. And lift the chin, looking across the ceiling towards the right. And then over and down the right wall. And down again to the right armpit and all the way down to your toes. Good. Inhale back up to center. Looking up towards the sky. Lift the chin. And exhaling, looking across the ceiling again and down the wall in front of you or the window. And drop your head down. Now let your arms dangle. And let your head dangle. Close your eyes again. Especially if you want to challenge yourself. And just come forwards. Feel into the vertebra. And just try and isolate each vertebra as you slowly come into a forward fold. Move with your awareness from one to the next, walking down towards the pelvis. And heel toe your feet underneath your shoulders. Hold onto your elbows. And give the spine a chance to lengthen. You'll probably get a couple of clicks. We've twisted, we've opened, we've stretched. And now is a chance to release that tension that you've worked through. Let the arms flop down, eyes closed still. Bend your knees. And slowly come back, rolling spine, bone by bone, to the mat. Reach your hands up behind you, stretch your whole body long, stretch the body out, and exhale, surrender down to the earth. And then bring yourself into Shavasana, tuck the shoulders underneath you. And lift the head, look towards the feet, make sure the feet are mat distance apart or even slightly wider. And then tuck your shoulders underneath you a few times and lift your head again so you feel that lovely space in the lower part of the neck, the part that joins the body to the head. The part that just harbours so much tension. Just let the weight of your body do the work. Just massaging out that tension there. Close your eyes. If you've got any glasses, take your glasses off. And collarbones open, weight of the shoulders and chest melting into the ground, belly soft, dropping down, abdomen dropping down. Notice any unconscious layers of tension as you set the intention of dropping down into the mat. Just notice what invisible layers there are to let go of in your body. And with every exhale, visualize that dropping down through all the muscle fibers, even through the bones, the tendons, and just letting energetically your body be fully supported by the mat and by the earth beneath that. And keep your eyes closed. And give thanks to your body. For its amazing resilience and health, for your immunity, for the vibrancy of the lungs, for the invisible miracles that the body performs for us. And with that intentional ability to rest and digest. You deserve this. There is nothing more important than this right now. And feel the weight of the backs of your hands and the way they naturally curl. And feel your elbows and any parts that feel cool against the ground. Notice any parts that feel warm and worked. Any warm muscles. And give them some gratitude for getting stronger and fitter and more powerful. For getting wiser and more integrated with the smaller muscles, and isolate some of those in your mind, some of those smaller muscles. And just a broad awareness of your body as it is right now. Thank you, body. Thank you, breath. Thank you, mind, for getting me here. And with your eyes closed, just imagine yourself walking in some long grasses. And all around you is nature. You look to your right, you see the forest. You look to your left, you see the coastline. You can look off into the horizon and see the sun glistening off the sea. You begin to run. And you run faster and faster. You feel freedom in your heart, and all of a sudden your feet lift off the ground. You glide on the wind up into the air. Soaring above the land and sea. And you can see the houses and villages down there. You can see people's lives. And you can see that huge, epic, natural landscape. And feel the wind beneath your wings. As you glide and soar. And rise up to the clouds amongst the birds. As you turn towards the sunset, ducking and diving and swirling in the sky as you wish, totally free of any confines, riding the wind with your intention. And you look over towards the horizon and you see the sun setting in deep pinks and oranges and terracotta into yellows as the blue fades. and the sunset gets deeper. And you fly a little lower, thinking about home, and turning yourself in that direction as you gently glide down and lightly land on the earth, running again in that meadow. And gently coming to stop and take a deep breath. And take another deep breath. And feel the connection to the earth and the soles of the feet, the heels. Take another deep breath. Exhale that breath into the ground. And wiggle your fingers and toes. And reach your arms up above your head. Stretch your body out. And exhale with another sigh. And roll over onto your right side. Resting there for a moment. And then come up to seated in your own time. And stretch your arms out wide. Inhale all the way to the sky. And back to the hands together. And trace that bubble around your body as if you are closing your wings. And bring your hands to your lap. And remind yourself of your affirmation from this morning if you're in practice, or create one right now. And stated in the present tense. A power statement. And bring your hands to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.